In this video, we're going to demonstrate some of the recent changes or updates to the site. It's October 6, 2013. Let's go ahead and log into the demo account. The first change I'm going to cover is the ability to recover deleted invoices, as well as the ability to delete and recover customers, vehicles, and parts. So let me start by showing you how you can recover a deleted invoice. Under this More tab, Restore Deleted Invoice. Find the invoice that was deleted that you want to restore. Let's go ahead and pick Bob Johnson. Click OK. And you can see that Bob Johnson's invoice has now been restored. Now you do want to go and change the status so that it doesn't get deleted again the next time you run a process invoices. So you could just go Update Status. Let's just call it Working or Work Order. Okay. So now we've recovered that deleted invoice. Next, let's go over here to Customers. And again, now we have the option here to delete. And that customer's gone. Now we want to bring them back. Go to More, Restore Deleted. There's Bob O. Jones O. Okay. And he comes back. Let's go ahead and jump over to Vehicles. Same thing here. Let's go ahead and delete O. Jones's 2010 Silverado. And again, under More, Restore Deleted. There's O. Jones's Silverado. Okay. And we brought it back. Now, let's jump over to Customer. Now you'll see from here there is no Restore Customer. Let's go back over here to the Vehicles page. And let's delete several vehicles. Now if you go to Restore Deleted, you'll see a list of all the vehicles that have been deleted. If you go to a particular customer, you'll see that that vehicle has been deleted. You can go Restore Deleted, and it's only going to show you the vehicle that was deleted for this customer. Let's go ahead and recover that. And there it is. And the last thing you can delete and recover now is parts. Go ahead and just search for parts. Let's pick this one, delete it, and delete it. Go into the More and Restore Deleted. Let's pick that one, click OK, and you see we've now restored it. The next addition to the site we're going to take a look at is the new Quick Quote. Quick Quote allows you to quickly quote a price of a job without having to start a work request. So let's go into Quick Quotes. Let's go ahead and create a new one. Now we do need to assign the Quick Quote to a customer. We can quickly add it right here, or we could just pick from a current customer. And let's just say they want a price on front brake pads. Let's go ahead and see if we have a saved job. This is just the same as you would be creating a job on an invoice or a work request or an estimate. Okay, let's just use this one here. Not sure what that job is, but just to speed things along, let's go ahead and add it to this current job or Quick Quote. But since it basically uses the same thing as a job, here it's called a job. So we've got our parts, got our labor. Then from here, we can quote it to the customer. We can print the quote, or we can email the quote to them. In the quick quote, here's what it looks like. Very similar to the invoice or the work request, or the estimate or the invoice. And you can send that off email or print it out for them. All your quick quotes are saved. You can access them two ways. The first is from the home page. Right over here under quick quote, they'll all be listed. The other place you'll find them is in the customer's record. This quick quote was for O. Nelson, Tool Shack USA. There's that quick quote. Now, we can add this right to an invoice or a work request from here. Now, you'll see that the only ones we can add it to are invoices or work requests that are currently created. Since there isn't one for O. Nelson, we would need to go create one first, then we could add this quick quote. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and go over to O. Nelson's Vehicles. Let's go ahead and start a work request for the Toyota Corolla. Now I'm going to jump back real quick to O. Nelson's record. I'm going to go over here to quick quote. Going to go ahead and select that quick quote. We're going to click add to invoice. We're going to find O. Nelson's invoice. There it is. Going to click OK. And now we go over to that invoice. And you can see that that quick quote was added to that invoice. That concludes the quick quote. Pretty straightforward. Let's move on to the changes to job. You can now what they call multi-select. You'll see under here there's now these check boxes next to each job. Let's just add a couple more. Couple more jobs. This allows you to select several. Rather than having to delete each one individually or move each one individually, you can select as many as you'd like. Let's go ahead and just use move to recommendations. You'll see now it moved all the ones that we selected over here to recommendations. Let's go ahead and select these, click delete. You see it deletes all the ones you selected. Let's go ahead and move two of these back over to jobs. Let's go ahead and select two of them, delete, so that I can show you also can now recover jobs in case you accidentally delete them. Let's see, you've restored that job. Same thing with recommendations. You can now recover recommendations that have been deleted. There's a couple other small changes I want to bring to your attention. First, I've recategorized some of the reports to try to make them a little easier to keep track of. There's the custom reports, financial reports, inventory reports, employee reports, and kind of performance-related reports. If there's any reports that you would like to see there, please email me so that we can put that up there for you. Let's go to the new inventory report, sold by part number. And you'll need to first start by selecting your dates. Let's do September 1st through September 30th. Search the dates. There's only been one part sold. Let's go back. August 28th. Search the dates. And then from here, we can narrow down by part number, quantities, descriptions. And then if we want to print it out or create a spreadsheet or a Word, we could just click here. And it will generate a report in just a second. There it is. And there's your report. I also had somebody ask a question the other day about generating an on-hand inventory report. So I'm just going to demonstrate that here real quickly. What you would do is you would go in stock, be greater than 1. Now I know this says greater than, but when you put greater than 1, it actually includes the 1 and more. So this is a list of all the parts that are in stock. Then go up here to report, print it out. And there's your report of all the parts that you have in stock. Now, one report that might be more useful is if you're checking your inventory, you might just be looking at where the minimum is 1. Because if you have a part like this, where you're supposed to have 1 in stock, and you just print out a report that shows how many you have in stock, being 1 or more, this part is not going to come up. One other thing might be helpful. If you want to check your inventory, over here under more, it's a low stock filter. What the low stock filter does is shows you all the parts that have minimum that's greater than the ones in stock. I take my laptop, walk in the parts area, bring this up, and I walk around. I order it by location, and I walk through our area and inspect our inventory. And what I also usually do is put on order is less than 0. That way, as I add these parts to a purchase order, they'll disappear from the screen. One last thing I want to show you is the program will now email to more than one address at a time. So let's say we want to email this estimate to Sarah Dakota. Every email address in here separated by a semicolon will get a copy of this estimate. I want to take a moment here as I finish up this video to try to explain something that might be a little confusing at times or a little difficult to understand, and that's some of the jumping around. Let's go over here first to the customers page. O. Jones has this vehicle here. Now, if we want to see more about this particular vehicle, we need to jump over to that vehicle so we can then focus on that vehicle and we can see all of its children, as we call them, meaning its vehicle documents, its attributes, its specifications. So see, to get to this other information about this vehicle, we have to jump to this vehicle. Now, you may say, what's the difference between this page and this page here, which is vehicles? Well, this allows you to look up from a list of all the vehicles. Once you click on one of those, You can then also see the children records for this vehicle. But maybe to give you a little better understanding, let's go over here to inventory. This allows me to focus on putting all the different records that have to do with inventory. Returns, return history, purchase order. This allows you to look up all your purchase orders, all your purchase order history, all from this one page. Now again, to find more information on this return, you would jump to this return. And again, this return only has one type of child, and that is the actual parts on that return. But to be able to see these, we need to jump to this individual return. And that concludes the video for October 2013 updates.